Hi, in this video we are going to talk about why Tesla should fear the Apple car. Before we start the video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for upcoming updates. Let's start the video. It is already known Apple has long been planning a $3.6 billion water investment in Kia Motors to increase production capacity for its Apple car, shared by Bruna and Cristina. Kia should have used its setup to see the relationship in America located in Georgia as a production center. Kia, which is part of the group Hyundai Motor, could partner with Apple to make Apple's first car by 2024, when manufacturing is in full swing, to produce 100,000 cars a year. Speculation about Apple cars is abundant all around since the announcement of the Titan project in 2014. Accumulating everywhere, reports have long suggested Apple's forest in automobiles. The Titan project is the Cupertino giant's effort to develop a driverless system, a massive attraction for Apple's self-driving car, in theory, consumers. According to Cristina and Bruna, this driverless system will attract users who not only see Apple as a lifestyle choice, but a trusted brand that can provide a reliable security profile for driverless technology. This is against the backdrop of important news about large places. Technique. Apple recently introduced Porsche's Vice President of Chassis Development, Dr. Manfred Harrer, was hired to help transform Project Titan's ambitions into a full-fledged vehicle via 9-to-5 Mac. The news of major hiring adds real weight to the viability of an Apple car, especially in light of many rumors. The association between Kia and Apple is a milestone for the eventual realization of an Apple car model. Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo suggested that the partnership will see Apple's co-opting Hyundai's eGMP battery-powered electric vehicle platform, which forms the current base of the group's future electric cars and is differentiated by its efficiency. Apple has previously ventured into automobiles only with Apple CarPlay, which takes your favorite car apps and transmits them directly to your car's touchscreen. It now looks like the company has shifted gears, finally getting closer to making the long-awaited Apple car a reality. Cristina and Bruna say the likes of T3's best CarPlay stereo should help find a new place to broadcast their favorite music while on the road. Apple's rumor has impressed us from all angles recently. T3 coverage of major camera updates that are scheduled to arrive on Apple's iPhone 13, and even Apple's discovery of an unusual hidden feature in Safari. There is also talk of an imminent launch of K AirTags. The road ahead seems busy for Apple with its continued innovations. Maybe we can see Apple AirTags with accessories for Apple car models, a kind of spare key or hidden tracker to work against theft. You should remember the T3's coverage of the car's digital features, allowing devices like the Apple Watch Series 6 to unlock your car in some magical way. Bruna states that an Apple car will provide endless opportunities for integration with Apple's broader ecosystem, and the T3 is certainly excited by the many possibilities of technological talent that this vehicle will open up. Apple Inc. is moving forward with self-driving car technology and is targeting 2024 to produce a passenger vehicle that could include its own breakthrough battery technology. People familiar with the matter told Reuters. The iPhone maker's automotive efforts, known as Project Titan, have proceeded unevenly since 2014, when it first started to design its own vehicle from scratch. At one point, Apple drew back the effort to focus on software and reassessed its goals. Doug Field, an Apple veteran who had worked at Tesla Inc., returned to oversee the project in 2018 and laid off 190 people from the team in 2019. Since then, Apple has progressed enough that it now aims to build a vehicle for consumers. Two people familiar with the effort said, asking not to be named because Apple's plans are not public. Apple's goal of building a personal vehicle for the mass market contrasts with rivals such as Alphabet Inc.'s Waymo, which has built robotaxis to carry passengers for a driverless ride-hailing service. Central to Apple's strategy is a new battery design that could radically reduce the cost of batteries and increase the vehicle's range. According to a third person who has seen Apple's battery design, Apple declined to comment on its plans or future products. Making a vehicle represents a supply chain challenge even for Apple, a company with deep pockets that makes hundreds of millions of electronics products each year with parts from around the world, but has never made a car. It took Elon Musk's Tesla 17 years before it finally turned to sustained profit-making cars. If there is one company on the planet that has the resources to do that, it's probably Apple. But at the same time, it's not a cell phone, said a person who worked on Project Titan. It remains unclear who would assemble an Apple-branded car, but sources have said they expect the company to rely on a manufacturing partner to build vehicles. And there is still a chance Apple will decide to reduce the scope of its efforts to an autonomous driving system that would be integrated with a car made by a traditional automaker, rather than the iPhone maker selling an Apple-branded car, one of the people added. Two people with knowledge of Apple's plans warned pandemic-related delays could push the start of production into 2025 or beyond. Shares of Tesla ended 6.5% lower on Monday after their debut in the S&P 500 on Monday. Apple shares ended 1.24% higher after the news. Apple has decided to tap outside partners for elements of the system, including lidar sensors, which help self-driving cars get a three-dimensional view of the road. Two people familiar with the company's plans said. Apple's car might feature multiple lidar sensors for scanning different distances, another person said. Some sensors could be derived from Apple's internally developed lidar units, that person said. Apple's iPhone 12 Pro and iPad Pro models released this year both feature lidar sensors. Reuters had previously reported that Apple had held talks with potential lidar suppliers, but it was also examining building its own sensor. As for the car's battery, Apple plans to use a unique monocell design that bulks up the individual cells in the battery and frees up space inside the battery pack by eliminating pouches and modules that hold battery materials, one of the people said. Apple's design means that more active material can be packed inside the battery, giving the car a potentially longer range. Apple is also examining a chemistry for the battery called LFP, or lithium iron phosphate, the person said, which is inherently less likely to overheat and is thus safer than other types of lithium-ion batteries. It's next level, the person said of Apple's battery technology, like the first time you saw the iPhone. Apple had previously engaged Magna International Inc. in talks about manufacturing a car, but the talks petered out as Apple's plans became unclear, a person familiar with those previous efforts said. Magna did not immediately respond to a request for comment. To turn a profit, automotive contract manufacturers often ask for volumes that could pose a challenge even to Apple, which would be a newcomer to the automotive market. In order to have a viable assembly plant, you need 100,000 vehicles annually, with more volume to come, the person said. Some Apple investors reacted to the Reuters report on the company's plans with caution. Trip Miller, managing partner at Apple investor Galen Capital Partners, said it could be tough for Apple to produce large volumes of cars out of the gate. It would seem to me that if Apple develops some advanced operating system or battery technology, it would be best utilized in a partnership with an existing manufacturer under license, Miller said. As we see with Tesla and the legacy auto companies, having a very complex manufacturing network around the globe doesn't happen overnight. Hal Edens, chief economist at Apple Shareholder Capital Investment Council, said Apple has a history of higher margins than most automakers. My initial reaction as a shareholder is, huh? Edens said, still don't really see the appeal of the car business, but Apple may be eyeing another angle than what I'm seeing. That's all for today. So which one of these things do you like the most about your friend? Let us know in comments. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for upcoming amazing and informative videos.